Hey guys, how's everyone doing? Just sort of pop on for a little while. I'm in UK, so it's currently 12:50 a.m. Just give me a moment. Sorry, I am just literally watching the live as well. Because I had a few not very nice messages, but it happens. If there's anyone out there, I wanted today to have a chat. I'm thinking of doing a podcast and possibly in this podcast thinking of talking about condition. I spoke to hi Rainbow Fluff, cute name. I spoke to my partner who suggested it actually, and maybe talking about brain conditions. Not the only thing, but I don't know why, but I hate the word domestic abuse survivor. I hate it. I don't know why. It makes me seem like a victim, and I'm far from it. Let me go back. Just a quick live. I am from Yorkshire, obviously. Duh. I am very sarcastic. I have a heart of gold. A lot of years ago, I was married very young. Very, very young. I was 16. Forged my mum's signature. Job lot. Thought I was doing what everyone else wasn't doing. I was going to get married first and make things legitimate. I was at college as well. I just left school, gone straight to college. Unfortunately, my then husband didn't want me to go to college. Duh. Idiot me. We're like, of course. Not long after we got married, it was like literally 3 hours. I remember we went out to celebrate, and that was the first time he ever laid his hands on me. But I'm not this person that's going to sit in a corner cowering. No, I fought back. I'm a fighter. Not physically, but if someone's going to hurt me, I'm not going to stand there and take it. Anyway, by the by, I stuck with my marriage till I was 24. And I stuck with it 8 years. And I gave it a good shot. In that 8 years, we had 4 kids living with us, none of ours. I'm in a house. I had 4 cleaning jobs every single day to make things work. And I thought I was pleasing everyone else. When in all of that, I lost myself. I lost who I was. No, I just become mum to 4 kids that weren't mine. I loved them, but there's a lot of drama surrounding that as well. And when I was 24, I come home from work. He was going to let my dogs out. So I come home from work, and I just remember getting to the top of the stairs. My then husband was in the bedroom, and he come to I thought, I can't deal with this. Grab my other apron to go to the other job. And I turned my back, and remember next thing I know, he'd kicked me downstairs. Didn't know the severity of what had happened then. Didn't tell my mum and dad. Didn't tell my brothers or anyone. I told them. I believe I told them I'd done it at work. But needless to say, a very good doctor come along, bless him. And it was my family doctor, and he took one look at me, and I didn't see it obviously with my back, and there were footprint bruise, and he sort of said, "Has he been knocking you about?" I didn't realise I couldn't walk at the time. I couldn't move my legs. He'd fractured my back. Ambulance obviously took me, and in my delusions, I was like, "I'm coming home later." And ambulance men were like, "You can't walk." I got work to go to the next day. And the biggest shock of my life when they put me on bed to stay. I fought all the way. I was like, no, I need to go home. Can't walk. Needless to say, 2 operations later, they got me back on my feet, not walking because I lost the use in my left arm for a while. I went home like an idiot after first operation. Same day, there was an argument. I was trying to get myself out of a wheelchair to get my dogs, and he kicked me in the back again. Back in hospital, repeat operation. And I was in 7 months. And this time, there were no going back. And I got an injunction. Judge, can I say his name? I don't know if I can say his name. Anyway, Judge Golsack had some problems with his daughter's partner. Similar situation, was in a wheelchair. And he arranged for an injunction of 7 years. And I never, ever went back. I stayed single for 10 blissful years. Just to find myself and concentrate on my health, because my back will never be the same. I couldn't go back to any of my jobs, they were all cleaning, which devastated me because I'd worked from 16-year-old. And that's really the story. Is after that I never went back. And like I said, I stayed single for a very long time. I found myself again, and I realised I'm not a bad person. I'm actually just sarcastic. I'm from Yorkshire, what can you expect? For instance, I was coming up my scooter today, and there was some people, kids, and straight away they were kicking ball at my head. Now, they don't know I've got brain disease. So straight away, everyone's going like, phone please, and it's not me. I just sort of pulled back on scooter, they all run, and I'm like, do you want your ball back then? I give them the ball back because in the area that I live in, it's sometimes better if you don't fight the kids. But yeah, I'm going to go down and see their parents tomorrow. That should be fun because some of the parents are great and the kids are great. Some of the kids around here are great. Fantastic. It's just the odd few. Some of the parents around here are more concerned if the kids get caught doing it rather than the actual act themselves. Anyway, my latest video, the one with the purple hair, I've had a couple of messages about not being so positive. That's me. I am positive, but I'm also very sarcastic. And I wouldn't hurt anyone. And that's the honest to God truth. Anyway, there was something else I wanted to talk to people about. I'm going to try and start a podcast on brain disease because if people don't know, I have got a lump that's they're refusing to move just yet until it covers part of the forehead because it's only, people can see it's just there, but it's growing. And to be fair, if I had one this side, I don't think I'd be bothered because, 2 unicorns, quite cool. But this is why I wear this wig. It covers it up. I do have hair, by the way, but it doesn't cover the lump. And needless to say, I'm not proud of it. But I think through everything that I've done, I have got such a good family. I actually told my family what had happened. I didn't tell them all through the operations, all through the years, until an event which I won't talk about in here because it's my brother's incident. An incident happened where my brother was left in a worse position than me, way worse. And I was talking, and I thought, well, I don't like sympathy, by the way. I hate sympathy. But I knew I had to tell them at some point what happened because of medical records, I was getting sicker and sicker. So I waited until the day everything was focused on my brother, and I was like, well, this happened. Everyone knew, and they were like, oh, and I went, where's Ajay? And we changed the subject then, and we were like, well, everyone knows now. Everything's fine. And that's how I like it. It's just I'm very blasé. When it comes to my parents, I am very, very protective. I think that's because I feel like excuse me, this lump makes my head itch. I think I've watched my parents go through so much and do so much for us. I have two brothers, and I've watched how much they've sacrificed for us. And my mum and dad were always workers. They all worked. And my dad is now 80, I think, or 81, can't remember. And I've noticed how he can't get around as much anymore, it's very hard for me to watch. I also don't want them to think, I don't let a day go by where I don't go down twice a day, because I don't want them not to have a visitor. Both my brothers work all day, and they've got families, but they do phone and keep in touch, and so they are good with them. And I know if we ever needed them, they'd be there. But I feel like I've watched my dad go through so much, and I've watched my mum. I'm having to watch my dad who's 80, or listen on phone when my dad who's 80 is having to help my mum to the toilet because she's got vertigo at the moment, and she's got heart disease, lung disease, diabetes, all sorts. And that is the hardest thing, is watching your parents go through something so horrific and you can't help them. You can't help them. And this is, I think, why I've not pushed things with my health, because I don't want any more diagnoses that's going to prevent me being there for my mum and dad. Being actual fact, I don't think I've ever put down, I've got a condition called Chiari malformation and syringomyelia, which is basically when I had a bad blow to head. It knocked, there's a moth going to come in on me. Stay calm, Gaynor. When I had a bad blow to the head, it basically pulled my brain down and it left my spinal column open. And I think I ignored it for a while. But in actual fact, I do understand that there's a very real chance that I'm not going to be. There's a very real chance that I'm not going to be around all the time for my mum and dad. And that's all I want, is to not go before them. And I think I'm doing everything I can to prevent that. But I also understand that I could cough and it can kill me or unalive me, sorry. But I'm not going to be a trauma dumper here. We're talking about the podcast, and I was thinking of doing it on brain disease, but also on domestic abuse, because there's so many, I hate the word victims, so many victims out there and who need help and don't have the support of people around them, when there is a lot of places you can go. I got offered a woman's refuge straight from hospital, but I'd worked all my life, 8 years, but I'd worked to pay on my house, the rent and everything. I'd done that myself, and there was no way while giving everything up. So I went back to house. I actually even stayed all night with him, thinking that everything was fine. I never said a word. And the next morning, everyone, my social worker and everyone were like, just let him walk out the house. But I'm straight with people. So just as he was going to go out the house, I did stop him. I was sat in my wheelchair, obviously. And I just said, take what you need now. You won't be coming back later. So he was told. He laughed. He got to come back later at 10 o'clock at night with a friend of his and the police. The police arranged that he could come and, with me sat in the living room with the door shut, he could come and take his possessions. Anything he didn't take could be thrown. And yeah, that was the end of that story. Weren't the end of the trouble, but the end of that story for me. But I wanted to do a podcast on all this and have people come up and chat, because although people might see this side of me, I'm not very confident. I'm not as, I wish I could be confident. I wish I could go out there. But I'm learning to love myself. I'm learning that I'm not a bad person. Just because I'm sarcastic and I've got a weird sense of humour, it doesn't make me a bad person. It just makes me me. And I'm actually proud of the way I am now. But, next thing. I'm proud of it. It sounds really stupid, but I'm so proud of the achievements on this channel. It's nowhere near any of the small creators, but I'm proud that even just a few views, I'm so proud of them. And no, I'm not making any money off it. It's not like that. But I am really proud of the fact that people actually come and interact, and that people want to watch, because I kind of always got the impression people didn't want to be around me. Oh God, I hope this is none of my family watching. But anyway, I'm just going to say it. My aunts and uncles, although they're lovely people, I've got one auntie who I love to bits. She's a diamond. My auntie Sue on my papa's side. But I always felt that none of my cousins ever wanted to spend time with me. I never felt I was good enough, when in actual fact, I am. It's their loss. They don't want to be around me. They've all got the relationships now. They've all got their cousinships, and I have one cousin who I spend a lot of time with, my cousin Dave, and we're similar in mindset, very sick sense of humour. I wouldn't hurt a fly. I'm not, I say hi, I wouldn't. Yeah. But he's my friend. He's not just my cousin, he's my friend. But I'm so pleased that people actually want to come and sit and watch. And, just, you can interact, you can do the multi-guest thing if you want. I'm quite happy with that. The only thing I won't allow is if there's any trolling, I would block, because I'm not going to allow people to bring me down and bring anyone else on this channel down. I'm big, obviously. But people sit and assume it's because I sit and stuff my face all day, or sit and drink pop. When in actual fact, all this in my house is water. Plenty of water. I don't even have flavoured water anymore. My downfall, not gonna lie, where are they? I'll show you my downfall. Costa's iced coffee. That's my downfall. But I'm going to tell you a few stories. All true. I take on far too much. I have listened to people who've told me not to take on too much, blah, blah, blah. But I'm who I am. I love helping other people. I love seeing the pleasure on their faces when something happens that's right for them. And in all honesty, I would love to. One of my brothers is doing so well, and my other brother's doing fantastic. Don't get me wrong, but as long as they're settled and happy, I'm settled and happy. And I've just realised my nose is horrible. Sorry, guys. I'm kind of looking at myself on this, and I'm like, ugh. But I'm learning. I'm learning to love myself. I should point out now, I've got a lovely partner. When we first got together, he had to take everything from past relationship. And when we first met, I was really sick because of the pressure of meeting someone new, brain disease, and I was like The Exorcist. I was screaming with pain in my head. And I fully expecting, because if that were me, I'd have been out that door and gone. I'd have run. I'd have been like, nope, psycho, see ya. He didn't. He turned the lights off. And he sat on the floor in complete darkness for 4 hours. When I walked back up, and he was sort of sat there and he went, I'll make you a cup of tea, then I'll get off. And I was like, okay, you coming back? He went, yeah, I'll come back tomorrow. And I was like, okay, we'll see. So when he did, I'm like, nut job, wacko, I'd have been gone. Not gonna lie. I was totally irrational. But that's me. Another story is, I've got plenty of stories. Plenty of mess ups in my life. I was a real train crash. A long time ago, I live in a block. I had a neighbour, and she says that my brother wants to meet you. Okay. This was before I met my partner. So I'm like, okay, where is that? She showed me this picture. Now we're against the background. There were no just plain background. I thought, okay, he went in a prison uniform. And sorry, Chris, if you're listening. This was way before him. And I was like, okay. She says, we'll go meet him this Saturday. I was like, oh, where's he live? She doesn't live in Sheffield, but we're going to go and see him. Okay. Where's he live? She's always not in prison. Okay. Where's he live? She's told me. That's establishment. You got your ID, haven't you? No. So she needs a passport. So I'm thinking, oh God, I'm not going abroad. So I brought my ID as requested. I remember getting in the car. We drove to Retford. We went past Ramby prison. I'm thinking, thank God. Thank God. I think I'd rather than Ramby prison. And I could see her husband smiling at me through the mirror, laughing. Then we turned down this pathway and I was like, Rampton Hospital. He'd been there 22 years and got another 23 years treatment. I can't say his name. I'm not allowed to sign a form at a time. But needless to say, her husband just said, you didn't know, did you? I'm like, no. I was petrified. I was terrified. And I just remember this big tall man coming up, and you're in a family room and you come and give me a hug. And I'm like, I'm very polite, or was very polite, not now. Now I'm like, boundaries, bug off. And he sat there and he went, oh, I so-and-so, I can't say the names. So so-and-so says you live underneath it. Yeah. Do you want to write? And I'm like, oh, yeah. I spent all day, 2 visits there, longest day of my life. And in that visit, I found, I can say what I did because I hadn't said the names. I found out that he'd not only done an armed robbery, he had then threatened the woman and her children and threatened to gut them like a fish if she testified. He was then he'd also been charged and convicted, no matter what he said, he was convicted on DNA of the rape of a 3 and 4-year-old niece and nephew of his. At that point, I'm like, right. And I never went back. When I went out, I made every excuse. I got a phone line saying, can he contact me? No. I had his mother come to the door. No. And that was another indication I needed to stay single for a while longer. I think I understand more now that the problem was with me, that I didn't value myself enough. And I have to say, this is the only one time that I really, really enjoyed myself. Twice, sorry. And it was the party of my brother's wedding, where I just let go and really had a good time. I danced with my brother, which I've never done. I I didn't care of people's opinions or what they thought of me. I mean, admitted 2 bottles of vodka, 6 double gin and tonics, and several lagers might have probably helped. So, when I said I don't drink last night, I meant I only drink at parties. And I don't have many of them. I've only had 2 in my life. And the second time it was at my 50th. And I went in there drunk, invited the people next door. And if my sister-in-law ever sees this video, it is thanks to her, because she arranged everything. She arranged such a good party. I do have 2 sister-in-laws, and both amazing people, both of them. And I am so glad and thankful that they're in our lives. And my younger brother's partner, I won't say her name because they're very private people, but she blessed us with 2 now adult children. Oh, I love to bits. Couldn't love them anymore. I just hope that they'd adopt a few, but they won't have no more. Anyway, I'm going to be coming on here every night because, like I said, I'm a sad one. I've got no life. And I'm hoping people will come and chat. Quite happy to have multi-guest on where you can come. You don't have to show your face. I'm working on my confidence. So I'm showing my face, no matter what people think. But I also want people to come up and chat. And I'm going to try and start a podcast. I'm a bit thick on stuff though. I'm not sure exactly how to do it. So I've got to Google that and have a nosy. Because the one thing when I started YouTube, I initially started, this is a backstory. I initially started doing a reaction against another creator because I was so mad that my opinion, caused abuse and harm to another animal. I won't say a name because I realised I was only bringing myself down. And I decided to do a reaction against her. I was angry. But the more I went on about it, the worse I felt. I felt so bad that I was being this nasty person that I decided I got to stop watching her, let that go, and do what I initially wanted to do and bring some awareness to Chiari malformation, because Chiari is a very rare illness, especially in UK. When I saw my neurologist, he said there was 2 other people in Sheffield that got it, and they were in the 70s, so they were quite pleased that they got someone younger. I've since found out there's another person with it, because it's like a Chiari map. It's quite interesting. And I've since met some wonderful people through Chiari. One is called Candy, she's lovely. And I can't remember the others. That's the thing about having this illness, it causes a few memory problems. So I tend to write everything down, I video everything. My shopping, my mum's shopping, I video everything. When I go back to when I started this channel, I had people like, oh, you're trying to make money off this person. No, I wanted to get my voice out. But like I said, I'm very self-aware of who I am. And I made myself feel so bad. I couldn't stop thinking about what had happened. I'm getting madder and madder. So I decided to let it go. And I did. And I think doing that, I worked on myself a bit more and decided that actually, even though it's only short videos and sometimes I just get 300 views. That's fantastic for me. I am so pleased. And sometimes it might be 4 or 1.6. It doesn't matter if it's 100 people. Those 100 people want to watch. And they want to watch boring old me. And even with all my wigs. Yeah, this is my purple wig. I've just got to wash it and sort it out. I've got a few other bags of wigs. And I've got some more shorts coming up, by the way. Very sarcastic. And if there's anyone out there with the same humour, come see me. But for now, I'm going to be going ta-ta, because I'm going on TikTok. I'm going to annoy them on TikTok. I promised to go live at 10 o'clock. I'm only 3 hours and 20 minutes late. But I'm going to go. If anyone's on TikTok, it's oh shoot, 2 minutes. Kiara Lady on TikTok. I think. Well, anyway, I'm Kiara Lady. I'll try and tag it in the YouTube. But if anyone wants to come live with me tomorrow, please just put a message and comment, and I'll invite you to live and have a chat. You can have your opinion. If you make me cry, I'm going to block you. But just come and chat. I'm not as boring as I am on here, honestly. Quite a fun person, apparently. But thank you for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Because I must have bored you to death. You can bring me up here, by the way, and say, no, I am. Rainbow Fluff, if you're still there. Now would be the time. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. And I will be on early tomorrow night at 10 p.m. That's early for me, by the way. Sorry, are you okay, Baba? Right, I'm going to have to go, but thank you for watching, and I really appreciate it. Got to go and check on my cat, I'm sorry. But like I said, 10 p.m. tomorrow night, and I'll be there. Bye.